get a booty, you need to eat. I mean it, you need to eat. Secret is birth control. Okay. Hi friends, and welcome to my first Q&A video. Thanks to everyone who submitted questions. I have a bunch of them here written on index cards, so let's just dive in. Alright, so let's get started with the basics. Question number 1 is, how did you get started on social media, and are you a full-time IG model? It still really weirds me out when people refer to me as like a model or an influencer, which I guess I kind of am now. It's just weird though, because I've never thought of myself as that. But how I got started, a lot of people ask me, like, when did you decide to become an influencer? I never really decided to, it kind of just happened. Well, I've been pushing out content since I was like 12 years old. It started with like food pics, and then it started gradually becoming fashion. Yeah, I just did it for fun. And I still to this day do it just because it's fun. I mean, now is a little bit more high pressure, I would say. But yeah, I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy making content. I enjoy fashion. But yeah, so there really is no like quick fix to become an influencer. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 12 and I really had no traction. Everyone who followed me was just from like my little high school. I think, so in August of this year, I think I had around like 1,500 followers. So not a lot, but when Instagram decided to feature one of my reels, feature means like it gets boosted and a lot more people outside of your range of followers gets to see the video. I think that video got about 1.8 million views total. So that definitely was what skyrocketed my influencer career, as you could say. So I'm very lucky that Instagram decided to feature that reel, or else I wouldn't have met all of you guys and I wouldn't be able to connect with everybody that I have. So thank you, and I am so grateful for all of you and for Instagram. And kind of moving off from that question, number 2 is, what are your future plans for social media? So like I said, this was never like my career objective plan. It kind of just happened. And it's kind of like when a little kid is like, Mom, I want to be a singer, and then your mom's like, no, go to college. It seemed unrealistic. It seemed like something that would never happen in a million years, but now it's possible, and my account's been growing pretty steadily. I think, yeah, now I'm at a spot in my life where this could potentially be my full-time job. So I'm gonna work my ass off and try to get there and try to make this Instagram journey a viable career option. In regards to branching out into different social media, I do have TikTok. I think some of my followers know how I feel about TikTok and how toxic it is, especially towards women and underage women. So I don't love TikTok, if I'm being honest. I just don't like the environment. But yeah, I'm on there, but I don't have any big plans for TikTok. I kind of just upload whenever I upload a reel, since I already have a video ready. But YouTube, I think as a creator, one of the most stable environments that you can be in is on YouTube as a creator. And I think that's because YouTube itself actually gives paychecks to its most successful uploaders. And so that's kind of a stability that Instagram can't give you. Like, sure, you can make deals with companies via Instagram, but it's not guaranteed the way that YouTube kind of is. Yeah, so sometimes I get questions about like, where am I planning to go with my YouTube? And I think in the future, I do want to expand into YouTube, like put more of my time and effort into it, try to create a following here like I do on Instagram, just so I can have some more stability. But at this point in my life, being a full-time student, working a job, is just too many things to juggle, and I don't have the time or the mental capability of handling all of it right now. So right now for me, YouTube is just kind of a side project, and I'm kind of putting it on the back burner for a little bit. And it's just something that I'm gonna work on when I have the time. So I kind of touched upon this in the last question, but how are you balancing school and your newly demanding life? A lot of crying and a lot of all-nighters and pulling my hair out. So if you don't know, I am a full-time student at UMass Lowell in Massachusetts, and I'm studying computer science. So yeah, computer science is definitely not easy. So I used to be a graphic design major, and the difference between workload and honestly just like mental strain is vast. So yeah, there's been a lot of nights where I have to pull all-nighters, study for an exam, work on projects, coding assignments. So this is really the first semester where I had to really start balancing social media with my schoolwork. And so now that the semester's almost over, I feel like I'm starting to get a handle on it. I do find myself sometimes dedicating too much time to social media, and then all of my assignments pile up, and then I have to cram them all in at the end of the week, which isn't fun. So definitely I need to work on prioritizing school more. So I've never had an issue with prioritizing school. For me, it's always been school comes first, right? But now that social media may be a viable career choice, it's getting harder for me to do that. It's getting harder for me to focus my attention on school when I want to go do fun stuff like film a reel, make money by posting content that I would do already, you know? But at the end of the day, like, I need to ground myself and say, hey, like, you went into college to get that degree, to get that 4.0, like, work for it. So I definitely need to drill that in my head more nowadays. But yeah, I don't know if that answered your question of how I balance it. It's a work in progress. I'm trying. Also, skipping forward to another question, how do you manage your time? So this is a good question. It kind of goes with the CS question. Bullet journaling has been very helpful. I started bullet journaling this summer, and if you don't know what that is, bullet journaling is basically like an agenda book, but you write everything by hand. You write all of like the calendar dates, you write all of your like, I don't know. But it's been a really useful way for me to stay organized and like organize my time, my assignments, my commitments to social media, gym, etc. So the next question is, what are you planning on doing with your CS degree? So my plan had been to, of course, graduate and then look into web development. That's what I'm really interested in, web or mobile development. So again, since I was graphic design, I think that the creative side of like web design with like my love for coding works really well when it comes to web development. I did a summer internship at Mass Mutual as a web development intern last summer, and I plan on going back this summer as well. So up until this whole social media thing, that had been my straight away graduate, potentially get a job at Mass Mutual or a company like Mass Mutual, and then just do what I love, just code and create artistic content for whatever company I'm working for. But again, since this whole social media thing came up in the summer, I wouldn't say my priorities have shifted, but I guess my line of sight and my like future path has shifted a bit. I do plan on making this a full-time career. I'm trying to fumble my way through it. I'm not really sure how to go. So when people ask me like what is the guidebook to becoming an influencer and making money, and like how do you make deals, and it's like, I don't know. I really don't. I'm just trying to figure this out along the way as I go. One thing that's great for me personally is like, if this social media thing doesn't pan out, like, it's okay, because I still am going to graduate with a computer science degree, which is very in demand right now. And I mean, other than this whole COVID situation, it's basically guaranteed employment for the most part. It's job security, it's good pay. So yeah, I'm very fortunate that if social media doesn't become my long-time career, I can just go back into the workforce, find a job, do something that I genuinely like as well. Maybe not as much as social media, but yeah, I love computer science. I'm a big nerd. I love computer science. I don't think I got this as a question for my Q&A, but I do get this question a lot, is like tips for somebody starting to become an influencer. And again, like I said, I'm really not a guru. I don't really know what I'm doing either, but just based on my limited experience, I would say the only way for you to really gain a following is to be consistent with it. Don't slack. Like, as much as you can, just push out quality content. Again, they're really, unless you know someone famous, like Kim Kardashian's your best friend or something, like there's no quick fix. The only way you're gonna get there is by grinding and just like sitting down and dedicating your time. At the same time though, not to be anyone's mother, but again, like I said, like social media is it's not really secure, especially if you're just starting out. So I would say definitely have a plan B, or not even, be like me and just have it like, before I started getting big on social media was just like a side thing, and it was like, well, if it gets big, it gets big. Unless like you have the time and the money and the patience to just decide one day out of the blue, like I want to become an influencer and make a lot of money, it's always good to have something else that can be your potential source of income, because this is a very elusive business and you could be gone like that, I feel like. So it's always good to have something to fall back on, just in case. All right, next question is, what's your greatest achievement? My greatest achievements have always been academic, I would say. I would say my greatest achievement is my 4.0 throughout college, but that might not be it by the end of the semester because I might lose it. So we will see. All right, so we are moving on to a topic that's a little bit heavier. So do you ever get comments on being too skinny? Likewise, like, have you ever struggled with disordered eating? How was your journey towards self-love and body positivity? I got a lot of questions regarding body positivity and just loving yourself and being comfortable in your body. I guess I'll just start with the easy question. Do you ever get comments on being too skinny? Yes, I would say. I've never had a comment that was straight up like, ew, she's so skinny, like that's ugly or something, or like, I mean, I've gotten like the occasional, she needs to eat a burger, or like, the clothes only look good on you because you're skinny, or like, a lot on my ass. People are fixated on how apparently flat my ass is. I would say if you are planning on going into social media and, you know, making it big, you need to have tough skin. And I say that kind of as a hypocrite because I'm a very sensitive person. I remember when I got to 10K on Instagram and my boyfriend was like, Vanessa, I don't think you're cut out for this. And he didn't mean that like, oh, like you suck, like get all social media. It was more like he knows how sensitive I am. And so he was like worried for me. And I would say he is definitely my biggest support system. He's honestly like the only person who really keeps me on the ground and stops my head from like popping off and, I don't know, the negative comments getting to me. Like within the past like couple years, I had lost a good amount of weight. I mean like 10-15 pounds max, but also bear in mind that I gained a lot of muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat. So all in all, I had lost a good amount of weight since like 2018. But growing up, like all throughout middle school, high school, I always thought like I was big, and I was always so self-conscious, especially as an Asian, because Asians tend to be very skinny, very slender, and I always just thought I didn't fit in. Especially like, I know now that it's like bone structure, but I have very wide hips for an Asian person. I'm pretty curvy, and so I always thought I didn't fit in, and I always thought that like I was too big. For me, it was always like lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, like you're too big in my own head. Constantly like comparing myself, especially when I started getting into social media. Let's just say when I got into social media, I should have waited to build my own self-confidence, because when you're on social media and you see a ton of fake shit all over, and you know it's fake, like you know she's probably photoshopping, face tuning, but if you see it every day and it becomes so normalized, you start to forget that it's fake and you start trying to like attain to be something that is unattainable. So yeah, like I said, growing up, I always thought that I was big. The question, have you ever struggled with disordered eating? Yeah, I have. Around middle school, I was a really bad binge eater. When I got really stressed out, I would binge eat, right? To try to like, I don't know, find comfort in food. I would feel so disgusted with myself that I would try to puke it all out. And then I would just feel so guilty about it. I wouldn't eat for like a day straight. And then I would be so hungry that I would say to myself, you know what, you deserve food, like go eat something. And then I would binge eat again. And it was just like this vicious cycle that I didn't know how to get out of. As I got older, I would say within like the last couple of years, I decided to really put a focus on my health, physically, but it also subsequently helped me mentally as well. So I decided to hit the gym, I started eating healthier, I stayed away from snack food, and the goal of me changing my diet and workout routine wasn't to lose weight per se, but it was to get healthier, it was to get stronger. But subsequently, I did lose weight. So again, it's just really weird, this like juxtaposition of like growing up always thinking like I'm too big. All of a sudden, strangers saying that I'm too skinny. Like at first I was like, whoa, people online think I'm skinny. And I was so happy. But like now it's like, that's so unhealthy. It is so unhealthy. Because you can't have it both ways, right? So like everyone says like, you need to be as tough as nails. You can't let negative comments get to you. So when someone says your ass is flat, the goal is to not let it affect your own self-esteem, right? But at the same time, when you get positive compliments, you can't let it change your own state of mind, you know? Like you can't have it both ways. You can't just be like, oh, all these positive comments, they must be true. And oh, all these negative comments, they can't be true. Like, at the end of the day, like nobody should affect your own idea of yourself and your own like vision of yourself except for you, okay? So again, like I said, my boyfriend is basically like my life coach too. So he kind of made me realize like, yeah, it's great and all to try not to let the negative comments affect your own judgment of yourself. But at the same time, you can't let the positive comments affect your judgment of yourself. You can still be appreciative of them. Like I love when you guys like comment things like, wow, like who's gonna say they don't like when somebody says you look great? Like I work hard on my body. Like it's great to get some like, you know, recognition, but at the same time, it's like you can't feed into it. You can't let it dictate how you feel. Because then when you start feeding into the positive comments, if for some reason you don't get any, like then you start thinking like, why didn't I get that many likes on this post? Why didn't I get that many comments? Why did I get this? And it's like, you can't be doing that, you know, like, because then you start expecting it. And not only if you don't get it, it's like, what if you get negative comments, you know? And then it's like whole attitude gone, crashed. And again, I say that as a hypocrite because I'm still trying. I'm trying really hard. It's a work in progress. So I guess in a nutshell, my journey towards self-love and body positivity is still a work in progress. I think everybody can improve on how they see themselves and to not let others' judgment, whether negative or positive, affect you. Somebody DM'd me the other day and like asked me like, how do I start getting into social media? Like, I'm just so nervous and like insecure about people judging me. And I told her like straight up, like, wait, I would wait to get into social media until you feel beautiful in yourself and confident in yourself and like not give a shit what people think when you post something online. Because if you get into social media too early, like I probably did, it's gonna be really hard to get yourself out of that vicious mindset. Like when my holiday lookbook reel got featured on Instagram, I said to my boyfriend, I looked at him and I said, you know, I should be happy. I should be really happy that I'm getting all these views. And this was only at like 1 million views, never mind like 6. But I said, but you know, like, honestly, I'm nervous. Like, I'm nervous because I know the onslaught of negative comments that I'm gonna have to deal with. And it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that, you know, some people have nothing better to do with their time than just be mean to strangers online and just like take the fun out of it. Just suck the fun straight out of social media. At the end of the day, it's like, here's how much positivity I get. Here's how much negativity I get. Like, I need to just let that shit go, you know? And of course, I'm so grateful for all the positivity and all the love. Like, I want you guys to know that, like, I see most every comment. I try to respond to as many DMs that I can because I appreciate you guys, and I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be able to potentially make this a career if it wasn't for you guys. So yeah, I'm really grateful. But I think it is understandable as humans to focus on the negative, and that's something that I need to work on. It got like so bad. So many people commented on my ass, that it was so flat. And like, it got bad that I was like, I started trying to like defend myself or like prove to them that I wasn't, and like showing my boyfriend pictures and being like, look, that's not flat, is it? And it's like, he's like, no, who are you trying to prove to? Like, you're not trying to prove to them or me, like, you're trying to prove to yourself. And I was like, damn it, he's right again, he's always right. But he was right, like, that's an insecurity of mine. And like, every time I was trying to be looking on my camera roll for like big ass booty pics of me, I was just trying to like convince myself of an insecurity that I had. All right, so we are moving on to a lighter topic. Okay, so what diet are you on? Does it help you lose weight or maintain weight? I'm not on any diet at the time. I was actually pescatarian for 2 years. Not for any particular reason, honestly. I just didn't really eat meat to begin with. And yeah, I did want to lose a little bit of weight, so I was pescatarian for a while. And it's funny because after I met my boyfriend, so his family's Irish, so I always joke that they eat meat potatoes every day, which is pretty accurate. So like within the first week of dating him, I was like, okay, I'm going back to meat. I get this question a lot. I really don't follow a diet. I just try to eat like a balanced diet. I eat a lot of veggies. I eat spinach every day. I shit you not. If I do not eat spinach for 1 day, I won't shit. That's just facts. I don't know what else to tell you. But other than that, like, I don't restrict myself with anything. I genuinely believe everything in moderation. So if I'm craving hot Cheetos, I'm gonna go get some motherfucking hot Cheetos. You feel me? But again, everything in moderation. Okay. Oh yeah, and then in regards to losing weight or maintaining weight, I don't know. Whatever a regular diet would be, like without having a goal in mind, I guess maintain. So yeah, I have been losing some weight, but that's not really due to like on purpose. It's just kind of like I've been really busy lately, so sometimes I haven't been very attentive to my eating habits and like eating 3 meals a day. But yeah, I gotta do that because like if you're going to the gym, that's the thing is, like if you're going to the gym, you need to eat. Like I think what's really unhealthy, like I think a lot of people have this like unhealthy mindset of like they go to the gym to lose weight, but they don't eat. I don't know. I'm not a gym expert, but At least what I do know is if you're trying to make gains, if you're trying to like get stronger, build muscle, get a booty, you need to eat. I mean it, you need to eat. Next question. How long did it take you to start lifting heavy weights? I've always been really strong. Even in like first grade, I would always be like the athletic one. Not athletic, I don't do sports. I do not do sports. But when I mean athletic, I mean like the one who's like running around, like doing the monkey bars, like doing push-ups, I don't know. So I've always been naturally super duper strong. But when I started at the gym, I think I started squatting in 2018 or 2019, I don't remember, but I think it was maybe a year and a half ago. I think it was a year and a half ago where I literally collapsed at the gym because I was squatting 115. At the time, my friend Janelle, she had to like, I went down and I just like fell backwards and she had to like catch my flailing body. So I think that was a year and a half ago where I collapsed at 115 and now I can do like 185 for 4 reps. So yeah, it's been quite a year. I've made a lot of gains, I think. Do you have a cheat day? Yes, all the time. Well, either way, in regards to food or the gym, yeah, I have cheat days all the time. Well, I don't really know what a cheat, because I don't stick to a diet. I don't have cheat days for food. Like, I guess my cheats will be like eating a family-sized thing of smart food or like hot Cheetos or something. But that's not like a day, that's just like a it, I'm just gonna do it. In regards to the gym, you know, for my gym video, I would like to clarify now that my weekly gym routine video, my first YouTube video, that was like my ideal week, okay? Like that's like when I'm just grinding it out and doing really good. That is not honestly realistic. I don't go to the gym 5 days a week. I try to, but realistically, I go about 3 or 4 times a week. Just like because sometimes like school gets in the way, I have to do like a commitment for social media, or just honestly, sometimes I'll just look at my boyfriend and be like, hey, I don't want to go. And he's like, me neither. We're like, okay, cool, let's just not. So yeah. How is your skin so nice? Can you share your secrets? Secret is birth control. Okay. How do you go upon, okay, maybe I should go back and clarify. I actually didn't have great skin growing up. I had quite a bit of acne, not like crazy. I didn't really get cystic acne a lot, but you know, just like hormonal teenage shit. But yeah, the reason I went on birth control was for my skin. I was 15 at the time, and I remember my mother, when I asked her, can I go on birth control for my skin? She was like, hell no. Like, she thought I was lying. She was like, do you have a man? Like, what, are you having sex? And I was like, no, I'm not, okay. So yeah, I went on birth control and it really did help my skin. Not that I'm saying that you should, but it's an option. How do you go upon finding your significant other? How do you know it's them? How do you go about finding them? I don't really know. Seeing as how I'm only 20, I've never had to actively search for somebody. So I don't really know how to answer that question, but I can answer, how do you know it's them? So I guess the easiest way to answer this question for me is every time like I know that Jason's the one for me, is that like I wouldn't change anything about him. Like, or I guess a better way to phrase it is like, if nothing ever changed about him, I would get married to him. I would spend the rest of my life with him. And it's like, sure, everyone has flaws. Nobody is perfect. There's some things I don't like when he gets mad at his video games. But the thing is, it's like, when you find the right person, you love all of them. You accept all of them. Like, even the parts that kind of like piss you off once in a while, or like I want to like smack him around or something. Like, if nothing changed about him, I would take him the exact same way that he is now, tomorrow, in 20 years, you know? Like, I accept all of his flaws, and like, that's who he is. I don't want to change him. And then last question is, would you be happy if you were single? Yes, I would be. I mean, if right now Jason walked up to me and was like, yo, I'm breaking up with you, I'd be fucking heartbroken, right? Like, I'd be so sad. I would curl up into a ball and cry for like months. But I guess like this question I'm not taking so literally, and I'm taking it more of like, if you never had him, like if you were by yourself, would you could I be happier? Yeah, you can be happier with a significant other. It's great to have somebody that you can lean on, find support with. But I would still be happy, and like, I think that's also so important when finding your significant other. It's like, of course you love them, of course you need them, of course you're somewhat dependent on them, but you should still be able to not be with them and still love yourself, and still be capable of all the things that you're capable of, to still find success, to still find happiness. Like, your happiness, your significant other can be a part of your happiness, but they should not be the sole cause of your happiness. Yeah, if we weren't together, like, I would still have a 4.0, I would still be successful, I would still love myself, I would still like motivate myself, like, so yeah, I'd be happy if I was single, but I'm happier that I found the one. So that wraps up all the questions. I realized I've been so busy talking, I literally have not taken a sip of this boba that I made. So yeah, that wraps up all the questions. Thank you guys so much for sending these in. There are a lot of questions that I didn't cover, so if you guys like this video, maybe I can do another one, or like another one in the future. So yeah, just let me know what else you want to see in the future, and I love you guys. Bye.